Hello, I'm here today with Shahroo Izadi, whose book I started reading, and it is so great that I didn't even finish it before I contacted her to get on the Big Idea Sketchcast. So what I want to do is draw on this side here the people who haven't come across the kindness method yet.
Okay.
And on this side, we will draw after they have read your book or came across the ideas, or maybe came across this video and then you help them.
Great.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Shall I tell you? So the people
Yes. Who is it, for example, who needs your book? Who needs the kindness method?
people who find it difficult to change their habits, despite having all the information and resources and desire that they need, and people who are unkind to themselves in their inner dialogue and in the way that they treat themselves, especially when they feel like a failure or they've fallen off track. People who believe that they're incapable of changing habits and remaining on track for a long period of time, enough time for those habits to become ingrained. And people who are really fed up with the fact that despite wanting to change, they can't. People who tend to buy my book also find that they want to go through a private process of exploring and unpacking their habits and their motivators and their drivers, their reasons to change before they have to hand over that information to another person.
So what is, for example, something she wants to change?
People often want to change their eating habits or
Okay.
their drinking habits, procrastination. They want to be more boundaried. Any behavior that they know they want to change, but they feel unable to change, the kindness method can help them with. And that person tends to normalize speaking to themselves in a way that is unkind and in a way that they would never speak to another person.
Okay. So she doesn't say, why can't I change? She says, I'm an idiot.
Why am I weak? Why don't I have any willpower? I'm stupid. I'm weak. I need to hand myself over to an expert. I'll never change. I can't do difficult things. People like me don't change. I'm the sort of person who starts things and doesn't finish them. Self-fulfilling prophecies often, and also self-limiting beliefs that have been given to them from a young age or that they've picked up from a young age and are now holding them back. And also catastrophizing, like I haven't been perfect, so I'm going to spiral and catastrophize and throw in the towel and start again on Monday. That's a big one. I can't start again until Monday. And they beat themselves up for days and days and days and find it really difficult to forgive themselves.
Maybe this is kind of too drastic here, but self-destructive. Maybe on Monday. On what did you say? I can't start before Monday.
I'll start again on
I,
Monday.
yeah.
I'll try again on Monday. I'm weak. I'm stupid. I sabotage myself. That's something that a lot of people say as well.
Which is also true in a way, isn't it?
Not necessarily. I think sometimes people think they sabotage themselves because they are chasing an outcome and the outcome means a lot to them. But in the moment, the relationship that they have with the behavior and staying the same way is actually more important to them in that moment than the outcome itself. So,
Okay, so they have this goal. Let's put a kind of a, how do we do that? So this idea, this is a price,
yeah,
and this is what they want in the future.
yeah. And they assume that wanting the prize a lot is going to be enough to help them to change a behavior. Wanting the long term outcome will suffice. Desire and desperation and desire for an outcome will be enough in the moment to keep them on track, making new choices one after the other.
Or will be enough, is it?
And they're fed up, they're thinking, that's it, something's got to change.
So this is their method in a way, or what they think is the method. Just
Yeah.
one.
And and they also think that focusing on negatives of the behavior that they're not changing or the negatives of staying the same are what is going to motivate them long term. Remembering why it's bad, they think that will be enough to help to motivate them. And attaining the long term outcome or aspiring towards the long term outcome will be enough to keep them on track, to keep them motivated on the journey.
Maybe I have to draw a whip. Isn't that the,
Yeah.
this is a whip. Maybe I have to do it like this. I don't know if it shows. Well, so that's the motivation method.
Yeah. Desperation, long-term outcomes.
Can we call this the desperation method? She's like using the desperation like a self-proclaimed.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe in
Yeah.
so these two things is the desperation.
Mm-hmm.
And what is happening if she keeps following herself? I mean, how did it even happen that she's following this? Or it doesn't have to be a she, that they are following, let's say that we are following this desperation method. How come?
I think a lack of knowledge around motivation and a focus on the negatives and a lack of knowledge around how to plan well for ourselves means that every time we don't succeed, we blame ourselves and we feel like a failure. And that reinforces this idea that we don't have enough capacity to change, that we're not worthy of change. And then that gets reinforced more and more, which obviously adds to the negative self talk.
Yeah.
And we collect examples of having failed, perceived ourselves to have failed, when actually we haven't set ourselves up to succeed by using the desperation method, if you will.
And why is this being taught, or is it even being taught?
No, I mean, more and more, I certainly come from clinical addiction background where originally we used to talk about how people had to hit a rock bottom. You know, things had to get really bad before things changed and discomfort was required. The negatives had to outweigh the positives. And now we acknowledge that there's going to be ambivalence to change. And also that there are a lot of ways in which people can focus on behavioral change and motivation as opposed to just remedying the negatives of a behavior. In fact, on the contrary, having insight into why you are engaging with the behavior, what's right about it, not just what's wrong about it and what's wrong about you, is the approach that's going to help you stay on track long term.
Yeah. So this is also a misconception. Things have to be really bad before they can change, or before change is possible.
Tough love, rock bottom, and that you will reward yourself with self-care and kindness once you have changed. But right now, you don't deserve it yet. I don't deserve kindness until I've changed, or I don't deserve self-care until I've changed. I need to be punished.
I will. How do we say that? I don't have much space anymore.
I'll earn self-kindness when I've changed.
And has this always been like that, or is it like a newer?
That was the more traditional approach to behavioral change when I was working in addiction. And then when I started working, I guess it was, I don't know exactly when, but when I started working in addiction around 2011, there was a real shift towards an asset-based approach where you focus on what's right with people and you build their self-esteem and their self-efficacy, their self-compassion, so that they feel capable of change.
Okay, let's draw her happy now. What is she doing now?
She's speaking to herself more kindly. She understands why she was finding it difficult to change. She's taking the advice she would give someone she loves.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's first draw her. Is this more or less than the new person? Maybe her hair looks a little better. Also.
Sure.
And if she takes care of herself?
Yeah. Acts of self-kindness every day. Life has been taken off hold.
Okay, what happens with the cake?
She feels calm around it. She feels empowered.
So maybe on this side, I have to draw powerless. And I will make this afterwards.
And also you might want to put that all or nothing. That kind of thinking is very all or nothing. So after eating the cake, there'll be a spiral into all or nothing thinking. I've blown it, throwing in the towel on the whole plan.
So now she is able to not eat the cake, or what is?
No, she's able to calmly choose whether she wants to eat the cake or not. And the cake doesn't impact any other choices. So she enjoys the cake calmly. Her next choice is one that she's happy with. She feels empowered, calm.
Maybe on this side, I have to draw her a little more desperate. Okay, and here she's calm.
She's calm, empowered. She has more self-awareness. She understands why she finds it difficult to change her habits. She takes common sense advice.
What more self-awareness, and what is she telling herself now? Because on this side here, we had I never finish my projects. I don't have any willpower. Why can't I change?
She says, I choose what I do with my hands. It's okay that I find this difficult. I'm capable of doing difficult things. I take things choice by choice. I take the same advice I'd give someone I love.
I take the same advice as I would give someone I love. Or I give myself the same advice as
I give myself the same advice I'd give someone I love. Sure.
Yeah. This is important. I mean, they're all important.
Mm-hmm.
But it was.
I make decisions I'll be proud of myself for tomorrow.
I give myself this as I would to someone I love. So maybe we draw a heart here.
Yeah, that's lovely. I make decisions I'm proud of myself for tomorrow. I'll be proud of myself for tomorrow. My choices feel calm and mature.
Yeah. Maybe we put that because now I'm running out of space.
Sure.
Calm and mature. So I put those kind of sound, self-awareness, mature.
Another one that can be good to remember is that I behave in ways I'm happy with when no one is watching. I'm watching, and my opinion matters.
Yeah, my own opinion matters.
My own opinion of myself.
So I think now there's not any more space. So unless you want to replace one of the speech bubbles, I think we have some. And is she changing now? Is it helping?
Yeah. So if she's taken life off hold and she's having different conversations with herself, then she's talking herself into making choices that she's happier with in a row until they become easier. So I talk myself into in and out of choices until they become easier to make in a row until they become easier. And ultimately, I now know how to change any habit.
This is also important.
Yeah.
So she starts with one and
yeah, you learn with one, and then once you've learned how to talk yourself in and out of things by taking the advice you'd give another person, by understanding why you're finding it hard, then you can apply that to every habit that comes up in your life that you're not happy with, that you want to change.
So here we had this downward spiral, and I would like to add a spiral here. Or maybe we make this into a positive spiral.
Yeah.
Something like this.
Yeah. I have the self-awareness, the self-belief. I like myself, I know myself, and I champion myself.
Trying to find space for the spiral. Maybe this one.
Yeah, exactly.
I can change. I like myself.
Exactly. I know myself and I back myself and I believe in myself. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely, yeah.
Maybe the arrow has to go more upwards. Oops, what happened? Where is it? Oh, here it is. And I will change the colors a little bit. And so this was the desperation, but maybe it's not, maybe we shouldn't call it method. The way of desperation or something like that.
Approach?
The desperation approach. Because I want to, here it comes the kindness method. This is your, and she now is using, instead of the desperation approach, it's the self-love approach, maybe? Or do you call it? I mean, it's the kindness approach, but we kind of have it here already.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the self-love approach works, or the self-compassion.
Or maybe just self-compassion. Self-compassion. Maybe we have to draw this cake as half eaten, because I mean that's the whole problem, isn't it? And here she doesn't eat it, or maybe she doesn't eat it. So there's also not only the change in self-talk, but there's also a real change in behavior. So real, I mean, that's what we want. We don't only want to have better self-talk, we also want results.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, and how does she get that? And now, sorry, wait a second. Here we draw you, and maybe you're talking. Here you are. Long hair.
It's ADI. IZADI, no R.
ACI.
No, there's no R in the surname. It's just IZADI.
Like that?
Yeah.
No, I had it wrong. Sorry.
Okay.
And what is your title? I mean, I know you're an author, but what other things
are you? Behavioral change specialist, psychologist, coach.
Right, expert, which is shorter.
Sure. And coach.
And you have found the kindness method.
Yes.
So what can we do to get from A to B? Like, what would be a good first step?
The first step is understanding why you're finding it difficult to change. So what's right about my habits, not what's wrong with them? How does it serve me to stay the same way?
How does it serve me to stay there? What is right about my... Can you give an example?
Yeah, sure. So say you're having a glass of wine at the end of the day and it helps you to feel calm and it helps you to feel like you can punctuate the end of the day and it serves a purpose. What we want to say is, what purpose do my unwanted habits serve?
What? Okay.
What is useful about my current habits?
Yes.
How have I demonstrated that I'm capable of doing difficult things, like changing my behaviors?
So this is also part of the, maybe we put that on the side. So the first is maybe the know yourself assessment part.
Exactly. Know yourself.
And we can put here, what is useful about my current habits? And here's a glass of wine. And what was the second thing you said? How did I prove?
Back yourself. So remembering how capable you are of doing difficult things, collecting evidence of times when you've done difficult things.
Yes. For strength, can we say that?
Yeah, that I am strong and capable.
And then now I'm trying to draw a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
This is a muscle. So is there another part for, I mean, we're now here in the know yourself part. Is there a third part to the know yourself?
No, the know yourself isn't collecting strength. That's the believe in yourself.
Oh, that's this part here?
No.
Oh.
In the top middle bit, we'll put know yourself, believe in yourself, and like yourself.
Okay. And like yourself.
Yeah. So in the know yourself, we're going to put what's making it that one. And then you also want to put in know yourself, what plans motivate, what types of plans motivate me. And also the third one is, what are my honest private motivators?
So there's public and private motivators.
Just not necessarily. Just like, I think one thing that people do wrong is that they don't give themselves permission to acknowledge some of the motivators that they're not as proud of. So what types of plans honestly motivate? What are my honest reasons for wanting to change?
Okay.
Then in the self-belief thing, it's rather than collecting evidence for strength, what have I done that proves how capable I am of doing difficult things? Believe in yourself. Can I take the best advice I can think of, or even the wisest advice I can think of in the moment when I'm tested?
Can I take the best
advice I've got?
And what if they say no?
Well, that's the challenge.
Can I take the best advice I've got?
Or you can say, can I prove how good my advice is?
How would I do that?
Let me think back. I've lost my thread a little bit. So if you could just zoom out, sorry, so I can see. So know yourself, believe in yourself.
This one now as an example, the ways I'm happy to be, and I drew the ways I am happy to be here. So
that's like yourself.
Oh, that's like yourself. Okay.
That will be about your characteristics. So believe in yourself will be, can I make the next best choice?
Okay. So this means thinking only one step ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah. Instead of like being too much in the future.
Yeah. And those are fine for self-belief.
Yeah.
And then the like yourself, can I practice speaking to myself with the kindness and compassion that I'd give another person? Can I remember the things I like about myself? And can I start to show myself? Can I demonstrate self-care before I've achieved my goals? Can I practice self-care before I've achieved my goals?
Yeah. This is revolutionary.
No. I found that pretty interesting too.
Yeah. It's so weird that in a way my conditioning says this is wrong. You have to earn
self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad.
Okay, wait a second. I will put the kindness method up here so we have more space.
Brilliant.
This is a lot of text and I will make it a little smaller and then group it into 3 parts. Oops. And the way you're doing it, I mean, I bought the book only after I read the title because I thought this is for me. I'm like the queen of negative self-talk. And then I was so delighted that you're using maps for doing it. I didn't know that. Then I started reading, I thought, Oh, wow. Visual maps. This is even better.
Yeah. ITAP map, node link mapping is used a lot in substance misuse treatment.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It can be
Yeah.
a lot more. It doesn't feel like a form. It doesn't feel like an assessment. It feels more creative. One idea can sort of be created off the last one. It can be
Yeah.
done anywhere. You can do it on a napkin if you like. And yeah, it gives people opportunity also, if they're not writers as much, to represent themselves with images or drawings or whatever else they want.
Or just writing, yeah. So this is one of the things, is a map, like a mind map. I mean, it's a mind map, isn't it?
Yeah.
Having something in the middle, for example, strengths, or what, can you give it like strengths?
Your strengths, things that you're proud of, tests in the future. Oh, do you know what? Actually, in the believe in myself
Yeah,
bit down there when we only did two,
yeah.
it might be worth adding, can I anticipate challenge?
Mm-hmm.
Can I reframe challenges as opportunities to prove how capable I am? That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
There we are. Yeah. So yeah, with the maps, you want to do things like be listing your strengths, your assets, things you like about yourself, things you're proud of yourself for.
You call them just maps or kindness maps, maybe.
Yeah.
If it's the kindness method, it's kindness maps. Is there another like tangible thing that you're doing or proposing, suggesting?
As part of the kindness method.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, creating the path of least resistance for yourself. So making it easier for yourself to do the things you'd rather be doing. Planning, removing speed bumps, removing friction, also comparing outcomes. So thinking about the direction you want to move in, trusting yourself when plans don't go to plan, or rather expecting plans to not go to plan is an important one too. And trusting yourself more than your plans. That's a good one, I think. Trusting yourself more than your plans. Expecting it to be hard. Expecting it to be hard. And focusing on mastery.
Why focus on mastery?
I think when you focus on behavioral change, you can at least, even if you don't believe you're capable of creating a sustained change, you can believe in the concept of doing something in a row until it becomes easier.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about the price. What is here? She's motivated by wanting this price, her goal in the future. What is happening with it? Does she have on the right side? Does she have the prize in her hand somehow?
Here she has a bunch of different prizes. So yeah, she gets the goal, but she also has the prize of believing in herself. And so all of these become,
okay.
She has a bunch of prizes. The one that she originally wanted, but also the prize of transferable tools, motivational tools.
Okay, I have to make space for the prizes here. Oops. I think this has to find another space, because I think this here is kind of important, because I mean, we do want results.
Of course.
I mean, one prize is happiness, isn't it? That she's
happier, calmer.
But there's also real change.
Yeah.
Do your clients have success with this method? Do they change?
So lasting change.
Yeah.
Sustained behavioral change.
Okay, maybe 3 is enough. Otherwise, it gets too crowded. I think, is it okay if I just I choose what I do? Because if I write here with my hands, then we kind of focus on what she's doing with her hands here. Then these prizes here, do they even look like prizes? They are like leading there. And the whole thing is like calmer. And while here it's chaotic. Know yourself, believe in yourself. How do we do that? Believe. Is this more like with the brain?
I'd say that was more know yourself. Maybe believe in yourself was that sort of strong arm that you did, maybe.
Okay, which has disappeared. So I have
perfect.
Strong arm. I'm not a strong arm. I have to train that. Yeah, maybe I will. This is a strong arm. And like yourself is a heart. That's easy to draw. Okay, here it is. The kindness method.
Lovely.
And
wow. With 1 minute to spare. That's very impressive. Yeah, it's lovely to see. Lovely to see him this way.
Great.
Thank you.
Well, then thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you.
That's interesting.
Was inspiring to see. Thank you.